Yeah, I've been thinking a lot about.
That's a partial joke.
I've been thinking a lot about them spending the money.
Yeah.
Because if it's a big conversation amongst Leaf fans, and I think I've settled on the fact that I would rather them add 3 solid depth guys as opposed to 1 huge impact guy.
So how it would work for this to happen is you'd have to get as close to the salary cap as possible before putting him on LTIR. So you could spend all of his money. And if you could spend all of that salary, whoo, buddy.
I just don't think that regardless if you want to go and spend it, that
how do you spend it?
Like there's a perception out there that if you are pulling this move, that there's a happy ending to the story. Kucherov comes back and is a star. They win the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
Mark Stone shows up. They play. They win the Stanley Cup. This one doesn't feel like that. Okay, doesn't feel like that.
That's totally your perception. I don't see any reason why it's different.
Why can't it
Because
feel like that?
nobody knows what his problem is,
He
including
does, and
the
they
Leafs.
do. We don't know. They know.
No, they don't know.
They don't know the timeline. They know what
listen,
it is.
No, yeah, okay, it's a sore back. Okay, it's a sore back.
Well, I'm sure they have more specifics.
Those
than
other
that.
guys, Kucherov had surgery to correct something, and there was a much more definitive feel that he will train, he'll come back, and he'll be ready April 1st. You put him on the sidelines with whatever he's dealing with, and there's no surgery, there's no correctiveness. It's the same issues that you went in September. It's the same issues today. There's no guarantees that this guy's going to come back in April and be a star again.
No, but if they know what it is and they decide to do this, they can do something more corrective and more long-term. Whatever that may be, I don't know what the exact thing is. A spine transplant? I don't know. But
they sent him to Germany, for goodness sakes, and they didn't solve
send him
it.
Farther. Send him to Russia.
further,
the good stuff's in Russia.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that you're bringing him back at the start of the playoffs. You're doing it that way, and you're under the understanding that he's not going to be at full health.
Yeah.
But when you have
and the longer you play, the
when you have Brandon Tanev and Brock Nelson and Luke Shen on your team, plus a 70% Austin Matthews, you feel better.
This is pie in the sky stuff. Pie in the sky. But we're having fun here,
but
folks.
No, but like if you have 13, you can spend some money. You can use some assets. You can get really good.
Yeah, that's
and it's the bottom half of this lineup's clearly the weak link, and you can make it a lot better.
It's crazy how quick. It's January 2nd today. You know, we're a few weeks away from can he play in the Four Nations? 2 weeks off. Then you're at trade deadline.
Then we're golfing.
We're 2 months to trade deadline. 2 months and change.
That was like 24 minutes on Austin Matthews.
Oh, my God. The rest of the team. Right.
Is there anything else that interests you?
Oh, my God.
Sammy, what else have we got on Kippers Clippers?
I was just looking at Twitter here, as I'm one to do, and Connor McDavid just sent out a weird tweet.
I sent it to you before the show on our group chat.
I didn't see it. Tell me about it.
Both, you goose.
I didn't see it.
He just said at AM34, go bar down.
No, crossbar and in.
Crossbar and in. Let's see it. And like, I assume it's for an ad, right?
It's got to be.
Yeah, they have some sort of ad.
Or.
Well, yeah.
Or he's coming to Toronto. McDavid. He's coming to Toronto or it's an ad. So that's probably an ad.
I think it's an ad.
Matthew Nyes. We didn't really talk about Matthew Nyes on Monday.
Much better. After he probably got, a good stern talking.
Yeah.
Much better.
Yeah, much better. Last couple games, he has had the puck. He has used his body a bit more. He scored a goal that got waved off because Willie Nylander is a gritty net front presence. I've liked Nyes lately. I'm going to talk about him in the pregame show a little bit tonight. He's showing some signs when they need him to. The line where David Kampf is subbed in there, it's Nyes, Willie, and Kampf. Kampf's been all right.
Yeah, listen.
Fine. He was good last game-ish. Scored.
He's better than your just average $850 a year fourth line centerman. He's making significant amount of money to play a bottom six role and kill penalties and take key faceoffs. And then you're in a lurch right now with Austin Matthews out, and he stepped up and scored a big goal against the Islanders. It's okay. It's plug and play right now, but clearly, you're not asking David Kampf to step up there and help you win a Stanley Cup in a top six role.
Not top six.
No, but I think that's the thing that he can do, is that he can go up a little bit for you in a pinch, and he has. And, like, you know, people are hard on David Kampf. They're hard on the money he makes. But I think this is kind of when you see that he's a little more capable than Fraser Minton at this point in his career.
Okay, let's go to Craig Berube on his thoughts. We'll go to clip 2, Austin, on Matthew Nyes.
Yeah, way more engaged. Way more engaged in the game. Shooting the puck and hounding the puck and getting on it, skating. More reckless, like we talked about. I thought he was a much improved player.
There you go.
More reckless.
Yeah, there's
Looked a
a ton
conservative.
of pressure on him to kind of be like that, like a lot more. And his last 10, 12 games have not been very good.
No, he had just a few points in the month of December. Tough to know. In playoffs, where is he in this lineup? If he's can you put him on the top line, or is he a guy who's going to make a third line a really effective third line?
And your options are if he's not.
Well, there's a trade deadline, and things might have to happen. I mean, Domi can play left wing. He's pretty serviceable there. Who knows what you got by then? Calle Yarncroc? I don't know.
You love Callie.
McMahon.
I do love
McMahon.
You want Callie back, eh?
I do. I
Yeah.
do. Want
McMahon
Calle
has
back.
shown that he can be a really important
go.
part on this Leaf team when he's healthy, and also shows a little bit of recklessness. I think him and Nyes, to me, are kind of similar, where they're just inexperienced enough where you got to remind them what they're supposed to be doing or what they're good at, and demand that it shows up on a more consistent basis.
Agreed there. Before we get to break, because Arthur Staples said we have him after the break, Joseph Woll's going to play again tonight, and I want to hit on that. We had some hesitation about Stolarz playing as much as he did when he got hurt. Your thoughts on him? Last game, he came up lame.
Oh, my God.
And he hung in there, boys.
Good God.
He hung in there. It.
In our pregame versus the Islanders, as I said, I fully expect him to play both games. And he played well enough that it reminded us on many nights that the Leafs played in October and November that goaltending can make a difference. And he was better than Sorokin. And Sorokin, to me, can't give up that Lorentz goal, no matter how beautiful of a shot it was.
Great goal.
Right?
Oh, my God.
That you got to stop that. That's the difference between him and Wall was good enough. And I'm a little perplexed, like you were on versus the Islanders, where you're watching them kind of body language was
hit him, so it's not like a
the
Charlie
body
horse.
language
So what
was that
happened?
he was in some sort of discomfort. But
This is
Is
exactly
that Ilya Samsonov?
This is exactly why it's horrible having a injury-prone goalie, because every little thing,
yes,
you're just like, oh, geez, this is it. This is it. This is my nightmare.
But
like, it's just every single time.
I truly believe whatever we thought we saw is a non-issue.
Okay.
Well, it's good because he's playing again tonight.
Well, he practiced yesterday. There's not a snowball's chance that this guy is dealing with something, and they put him on the ice yesterday for practice.
And I said this during our broadcast that I like the idea that, like, how many players on the Leafs feel 100% free from nagging injury at this point of the season? Like 0%? Like, everyone's got a little something. And if you're a goalie or a hockey player, it's
Even
okay to
worse.
play through. Yeah,
No, even like more likely that you don't feel 100%.
of course. And so for Woll, it's like, yeah, you're not going to feel great every night. It's just, I'm
So-
glad he battled through. He hung in there. That's a good step for him. Stay
I
in the
think,
net.
yeah, to your point, I think you made on the show that you're just going to have to find a way to play through it.
Yeah. Let's listen to Berube clip 6 on Woll, and then we can get out of here.
It's a nice stretch for us now, but Hildeby's played well for us too, and he's played well in the minors, so we have a lot of trust in him. But, we have an opportunity to run with Woll a little bit more here now with a stretch of hockey. Man, we got back-to-back this weekend. That's different, but other than that, that's the only back-to-back this month.
Matt Murray played, lost, I think, last night or the
You
night
lost
before.
Tuesday.
2-0.
Yeah.
But
I'm out of that.
he needs more reps.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they'll contemplate getting him back, getting some games as well. So we'll see.
So can I ask you something before we go?
Yeah.
Just looking at the schedule for after this week. So they play the Islanders tonight, Bruins on Saturday. Now.
That's Wall's start, by the way, too.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
And then Flyers on the second half of the back-to-back. on Sunday night.
So
Hill to be there. But so it's Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Tuesday against the Flyers, Thursday against Hurricanes, Saturday against the Canucks.
Yeah.
All three, Wall?
Listen, you got to go game by game here.
Yeah.
And if it looks like he needs
But
a
if they're
break,
right, they're playing on the wall.
yeah,
They've written it
I
down.
would run him. I would run him.
Leafs all in on center hunt. Treliving's bold moves could shape Toronto's future. As a die-hard Toronto Maple Leaf supporter, it's hard not to get excited about the latest trade buzz surrounding the team. Brad Treliving, the Leafs general manager, appears poised to make some daring moves to strengthen the squad's depth down the middle. The whispers of significant trades are growing louder, and Elliot Friedman of Sportsnet has added fuel to the fire with his recent revelations. The situation has become even more pressing as the Leafs grapple with the ongoing upper body injury to team captain Austin Matthews. Matthews has already missed the last 4 games, and while the team is doing its best to stay afloat, the need for reinforcements at center is undeniable. Treliving, it seems, is ready to part with valuable assets to address this glaring need. The centers on Treliving's radar. Names like Jake Evans from the Montreal Canadiens, Brock Nelson from the New York Islanders, and the Philadelphia Flyers' Morgan Frost have been mentioned as potential targets. These players bring a mix of experience and skill, each offering something unique to the Leafs lineup. But, as Friedman highlighted during his appearance on the Fan 590's The Fan Hockey Show, the price tags for these players vary significantly. That's the number one thing he's, Treliving, been looking at all season, Friedman noted, emphasizing the GM's focus on finding the right fit at center. This isn't just about plugging a hole, it's about finding a player who can elevate the team to new heights. Priorities in focus. While some fans might argue that the Leafs need help on defense, Friedman suggested that Treliving's primary focus is elsewhere. They did a lot of their work in the off-season. I think now there's a question if they need to go find someone to play with Morgan Reilly, he explained. But, it's not their number one priority. I believe their number one thing all season has been, let's find another center. This clear focus on center depth speaks volumes about Treliving's strategy. The Leafs are willing to pay a hefty price, but there's a caveat: the player must come with term. Why term matters? The preference for term isn't just a strategic move, it's a sign that Treliving is thinking long-term. Rentals can be tempting, especially for a team looking to make a deep playoff run, but they often come with risks. One of the things I've heard is that if they're going to spend assets on a center, they would prefer it to be someone with term, Friedman revealed. This approach ensures that any trade made benefits the Leafs beyond the immediate future. Internal struggles and potential fits. Internally, the Leafs have tried to find solutions. Fraser Minton showed promise earlier this season, but the organization prefers to let him develop further with the Marlies. Meanwhile, the Leafs' current lineup has struggled to maintain its depth in Matthews' absence. One intriguing option could be Vincent Trocheck from the New York Rangers. With the Rangers facing their own challenges, could they be persuaded to part with a player like Trocheck, who already has chemistry with Leaf stars from last year's All-Star game? The road ahead. As the calendar flips to 2025, the trade deadline looms larger. Treliving's actions in the coming months will undoubtedly shape the Leafs' playoff aspirations and potentially their long-term future. For Leafs fans, the anticipation is palpable. Every move, every rumor, and every game feels like a piece of the puzzle. Treliving's willingness to swing for the fences shows a commitment to bringing a championship to Toronto, a dream that has eluded the franchise for far too long. Why this matters? This isn't just another season. This is a chance for the Leafs to solidify their identity as a contender. With Matthews expected to return and the possibility of a major trade to bolster the lineup, the team is poised to make a statement. Treliving's boldness, combined with the team's potential, makes it an exhilarating time to be a Leafs fan. Whether it's Evans, Nelson, Frost, or another unexpected addition, one thing is clear: the Leafs are in it to win it. So, buckle up, Leafs Nation. The journey ahead promises to be as thrilling as it is unpredictable. Treliving's moves could define the legacy of this team, and, hopefully, end the championship drought that has haunted Toronto for decades. The weight of expectations. The Leafs are no strangers to the pressure of the spotlight. Toronto is a hockey city, and the Maple Leafs are its beating heart. Every move made by management is scrutinized, every decision debated endlessly by fans and analysts alike. Treliving stepped into a challenging role when he took over as GM, and his willingness to take bold steps shows he understands the weight of these expectations. What makes this moment particularly critical is the team's current window of contention. With stars like Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner, and William Nylander in their prime, the Leafs are in win-now mode. The front office knows that wasting even a single season could have long-term repercussions. Auston Matthews, the catalyst. Matthews' injury has highlighted just how crucial he is to the team's success. While his absence has been manageable in short bursts, it's clear that the Leafs' center depth isn't built to withstand prolonged stretches without their captain. This has amplified the urgency to bring in another center who can contribute immediately and lessen the load on Matthews when he returns. The captain's recovery timeline is still uncertain, but Treliving's proactive approach suggests the team isn't willing to gamble on waiting too long. The goal is clear: solidify the lineup so that when Matthews is back, the Leafs are firing on all cylinders. The cost of boldness. The term significant assets isn't used lightly. Whether it's high draft picks, promising prospects, or even current roster players, Treliving is signaling that no stone will be left unturned. The Leafs' prospect pool is respectable but not overflowing, meaning any trade will have to be meticulously calculated. There's also the financial aspect. The Leafs are a team that operates near the salary cap, so any addition will require shrewd cap management. Could Treliving pull off a move that strengthens the roster without hamstringing the team's flexibility? If he does, it would be nothing short of a masterstroke. The fan base's role. Leafs Nation, passionate as ever, has already begun dissecting potential trade scenarios. Social media is abuzz with debates about who should be targeted and what assets should be sacrificed. Fans understand the stakes, and there's a growing sense of anticipation, bordering on impatience, for Treliving to make his move. It's a delicate balance for the GM. While fans demand immediate results, he must ensure that any deal aligns with a long-term vision of sustained success. The pressure to deliver is immense, but so is the potential reward. Comparisons to past GMs. Treliving's approach invites comparisons to his predecessors. Some GMs were criticized for being too conservative, while others were seen as overly aggressive. Treliving, however, seems to have struck a balance. He's willing to take risks, but only if they make sense for the team's broader goals. This calculated boldness is exactly what the Leafs need in this pivotal moment. If Treliving can pull off a game-changing trade, he could cement his place as one of the most effective GMs in recent Leafs history. The trade deadline looms. The NHL trade deadline is one of the most exciting times of the year, and this season promises to be no exception. With the Leafs actively shopping for a center, every rumor and report will be magnified. Other teams are watching closely, too, as any move by Toronto could shift the balance of power in the league. It's not just about who the Leafs acquire, it's about what message the move sends. A major trade would signal to the league, and to their own players, that Toronto is all in. That kind of confidence can be infectious, sparking a surge of momentum heading into the playoffs. Lessons from the past. Leafs fans have seen their fair share of trade deadline moves over the years, some more successful than others. From acquiring veterans to bolster playoff runs to making unexpected gambles, the franchise's history offers lessons for Treliving. The key will be avoiding the pitfalls of overpaying for short-term fixes while maximizing the impact of any new additions. The future of Fraser Minten. One of the most intriguing subplots is the development of Fraser Minten. The young center has shown flashes of brilliance but remains a work in progress.